I'm going to start our sort of panel discussion section now by handing over to Sahid. So Sahid, you talk about plant genetic biodiversity, and the students in their essays this year and throughout our debates and discussion have identified lots of different levels of biodiversity, from considering everything on the planet right down to genetic biodiversity. But what is genetic biodiversity and why is it important, and how do you measure it?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think maybe I can have my slide so that I can run through that information so that it will bring life to you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I will quickly speak to this slide so that we can have the life about the discussion. Yeah, DNA techniques for measuring biodiversity and for conservation strategies. The outline is just to just picture biodiversity, then what are the problems and the challenges, and also talk about the biotech, which is the solution also. And for the very reference to just say that what's the significance of biodiversity, it just a means of making ecosystem more resilient and society stable. And but we have noticed the destruction over the years. These very challenges can be air pollution and climate change. I think there are a lot of advocate environmentalists that have been talking about these issues. Of course, our ecosystem from water to air to soil, they are unsustainable at the moment. Yeah, the NASA data is showing us as at 1970 and what we are now in the 2020. From this very picture, you can see a lot is happening in the world that is making the biodiversity not feeling fine. Yes. The major concern that has led us to this place is actually the population. The population aspect of the world is a major issue, and when we come to the solution that the question is actually addressing, it is about the bioresources. What are the bioresources available, and how many of them are threatened, and how many of them are actually lost? Those are the questions that the biodiversity is of major focus. And yes, when it comes to genetic solution, what we want to look at is that which one are available among these various species and which one are not available, and what are the variations in those ones that are available, and why do we need to even know them? It is because adaptation is very important, variation is very important, conservation is very important. And of course, what are the methods that we are using in doing this to measure the biodiversity using the DNA technology and some other molecular biological systems to actually picture how relevant is the DNA to the biodiversity. If you look at this very two species of the butterfly, we can think from the ordinary sense of view that maybe they are the same thing, but actually a similarity among them. But DNA technology will actually give us the true picture of what happened to them. And in the other sense of it, there is a plant that I actually work with, which is a piper in one of my recent researches. If you look at the pictures of this very plant, they are almost the same thing from different countries, from different ecosystems. But of course, there are differences between them which are difficult to know from physical outlook. But the DNA technology is actually helping in identifying, differentiating, and also try to know the population status of which one is not available and which one is available. I think these are the common knowledge that I can quickly share in really what DNA technology is relevant to biodiversity from casting. So thank you.